Hello Flosstube, welcome to Grandma's World. I'm Debbie and things are the usual around here. Hair clinging to me as usual. But I hope they're getting better. I think that things are starting to come to a head. Yesterday was a really big day for me, and I'm going to show you what happened yesterday. I think I showed you in the last video that this is my back family room, and it had a big, I don't think I showed you the actual piece of furniture, I just showed you the mess, and it had a big entertainment center here. And yesterday I had MeatHead Movers come out, and they moved the entertainment center from here into the space where I wanted it, which is leaving this a big open space that I'll tell you in a minute what's going to happen there over the next week or so. And this room was the original living room for this house, and I had the entertainment center put here. I felt that it just has a raised ceiling, and so the furniture isn't as overwhelming in here. Even though this is a much smaller room, it kind of fits better. When you come in the entry and look in, it's more off to your side like that, and the focal point is on the fireplace again. Now, this is kind of messed up, and someday I'm going to do a tour of all of the stuff I've had going on here for the last 3 years. But for right now, I just wanted you to see that this was the furniture that got moved out and put into a different room, and all of this stuff was in it, and so all of that has to get moved into it again. But there was one really happy surprise. I don't want to curtain this window. I have a courtyard here, and so I don't worry much about privacy, but I didn't want, if I ever get TV, I don't have cable, I don't have TV, I just use this to play DVDs, but it doesn't reflect. This particular TV does not reflect the window, so I don't have to worry about that, and that was a happy accident yesterday. So having MeatHead Movers out, MeatHead Movers, I don't know if they're all over the United States. They're mostly students. It's a company that said we want to help our student athletes support their college expenses and move ahead with their careers. And so they hire these really strong young people to come out and move your furniture around, and then they get paid for that. They were I had them out to move the furniture out and around. I had that room where that unit that I just showed you it had a big bed in it, and so they had to move the bed to the back and then move, I don't even remember what the other things were that they moved, but there was some movement a few months ago, and now I had them back to finish it up. Just really great guys. I had 2 different teams. Both of them had no complaints, just really had fun. But we had a good time, and they complimented me. I was flattered. They said you're a pleasure to work with. We'll come back anytime. And he said, and the guy that was talking to me says, it wasn't even like moving something. It was just like helping somebody out. And that was a compliment. I appreciated that. So that is almost my last deadline in this 3-year project. The last thing I have to do, both of the rooms on the north side of the house that are now almost finished had been like storage units, storage rooms, and I moved all the stuff out of them. I purged it as I moved the stuff out, but I stored it in a storage unit not too far from where I live. And I've given them notice that I will be out by March 31st. And the stuff that I bring out that I still am going to have to decide how to home it, where I'm going to home it, or am I actually going to get rid of it after all, is going to be that empty space that I pointed to in there. But that's okay. I think I can have it all finished by Christmas. And that's just going to be my goal, but it's just a puttering around kind of a thing now. It won't be backbreaking labor to get stuff done. All that stuff is done. So what I wanted to do today, I have stitching to share. I have a little bit of stitchy haul to share. I have some plans to share. And then I have Rae Dunn. Now I managed to go a whole year not getting bitten by the Rae Dunn bug, even though I watch Priscilla and Chelsea every Saturday morning for a year, almost a year. And I just, you know, the cups were, I thought they were clever and cute, but not anything. My house is full. I do not need to be bringing more stuff in. So it was pretty easy to not get bitten by the bug until I started watching Becca over at SamBrie Stitches. And she is the best Rae Dunn enabler in Flosstubedom. And so I do have Rae Dunn to share. I'm going to do it at the end of this. If you're not into that at all, then you can, you know, I'll try to warn you, okay, this is going to be the Rae Dunn segment. You can go ahead and leave. But whether it's, you know, blame or credit, it was Becca who really got me excited about this stuff. So I'm going to show a little bit of Disney, mostly because at Home Goods they do have some Disney stuff, and so I'll show you that. And then not all of the Rae Dunn, but I'll explain that in a minute. So stitchy-wise, I have learned something about myself through this Flosstube process, and that is that most of the time I'm a process stitcher. I just love, and I don't do the sewing method. I don't do it in hand. I want it on a frame, and I want to go down and up and down and up. That's very soothing for me, very relaxing. And I don't even mind if I've made a mistake and have to frog it out. That's fine, as long as I can get this down and up in there eventually. I'm satisfied. It's so relaxing to me lately. As I get going in the evening, because I'm tired from all the actual physical labor I've been doing around the house, I'll just doze off. And that's always dangerous, because if I fall asleep early, then I'm getting up too early, and then I'm tired all day. So at any rate, that is what I love about stitching, is that down, up, and the relaxation of that. However, once I get a vision, once I get an idea of how I want to finish the project, then I tend to be a really focused product stitcher. I want to get it done. And I'm excited about that. So I've been working on, I'm back. I've been working on Easter Peep Parade. It's Brenda Gervais, and it's been an interesting experiment. I loved it's a toy. The rabbit is a toy. Whoops, over here. On wheels. He's got wheels here and wheels up here. Pulling an egg here that's full of flowers, and that has little chicks. There are chicks on the back of the bunny and chicks down here by the egg. And I don't care for the colors. They're not me. I didn't like the really dark background. Maybe the parade's at night, and these are all little flowers. Maybe those are supposed to represent stars. In the color chart, just in general, the called for color for these guys is kind of this mustardy yellow. And little fluffy baby chicks are not necessarily mustardy yellow, at least not in my world. And then even though it shows white in the picture, the scarf and the tail are a real pale yellow. And it just in general, those were just three colors that I wanted to change. So I decided to do it in pink, and I ordered fabric from Vintage NeedleArts, and they give wonderful service. It got here really quickly, and I got started on it. And then I went to Home Goods, and I found this, which turned out to be a Rae Dunn piece. It said Bunny Kisses and Easter Wishes. And I said, ooh, that piece would look so cute on this. So I could put it this way, and then just have it sitting there, and as you walk by my entry, which is where I put my decorations all the time, you could see the top of it. So once I had that in mind, I really started cooking. So this is what that looks like. Cooking on that piece. And then I stalled out. And the reason I stalled out was that it was time to do the chicks. And I didn't have, I'm not a fan of the color yellow. I don't like yellow. And so when I go to a needlework shop, and I'll usually buy a skein of the color I went to the shop for, and then maybe 3 or 4 more, or 5 or 6 more, and build my stash that way. And in all the years I've been doing that, 15 years, I have never bought a yellow because they don't attract me. I'm not fond of the color. So to get the color yellow I wanted for the chicks on this piece, I sent an order through 123 Stitch, picked the colors off the screen, and I had to wait for them to arrive. Now 123 Stitch is awesome about getting things to you quickly, so it did get here within a week, and I'm ready to go. But I just wanted to share, all 3 of these looked yellow in the pictures, but this one is the mustardy yellow in the called for, and I didn't want that one. This one was leaning a little too close to orange for me, for what I wanted. So I was happy to get this one. I think this one will be fine. It kind of goes from a darker yellow into almost a white. And I think stitching the chicks, that will be a nice variegation to be using. So I'm kind of anxious to get back to work on that. And then, and this is kind of funny, at least I thought it was, I had finished the bunny, and I didn't use called for colors on this overall, because I would have had to go shopping and get the colors or put in an order for the colors, and I didn't want to wait. I wanted to just go. And I have a lot of stash of all different kinds of colors that don't always get called for in a design. I have some specifically Threadworks. I really like Threadworks flosses, and so I have some of those. I have Weeks Dye Works. I have I'm just gonna clump them all together here, but the point is I have a lot of over dyes, a big box full of them. And I said, you know, I'm just gonna look at the design, look at what I've got, and start working with them. And I found a color for the bunny. It's called Wood Smoke. And so I'm stitching away at the bunny and stitching away at the bunny, and was up in here. I was just finishing. I don't even know where I was. And I was down to this much floss. It had taken the entire drop of floss to do that bunny. And I said, oh, thank goodness, you know, I made it. I got the bunny done. And then I started working on another part of the chart and looked at the bunny, and this part of this ear had come undone. I had seen someone demonstrate a way to do a loop stitch without actually looping your floss in. I don't double up, I use 2 straight strands, especially with over dyes. And she had figured this way to go ahead and anchor your thread in a loop stitch without actually having that loop. And so I had tried it and it looked promising, and so I used it on the bunny, and it didn't hold. The bunny's ear was coming apart. I said, well, first of all, I won't use that anchoring technique anymore, but second of all, this, for me to frog enough floss out of here to just anchor what was already there, I didn't have enough floss, this color, to repair it. And even if I went to the LNS and bought another drop of Wood Smoke, there's no guarantee it was going to be the same color. So I was kind of having a little panic attack, but decided to just go into my stash again and see if I had something that would work. And I had this one, it's Cocoa. And what I did was just pull this. I have skills. I pulled one of these apart. Can you see? Probably not. This light part in here is the same color as that ear. It's the same part, the variegation on wood smoke has the same color in it. And so I was able to just, you know, kind of dissect that piece out of a strand and finish doing the ear on the bunny. So that was a relief. So the next thing I do on these folks is that I haven't decided what color I want the tail to be. I mean the scarf. The tail is going to be white. I haven't decided what color I want the scarf to be. I'm going to wait until I get the chicks in and just make a choice then. This is not the called for blue, but I really like it. The whole design came to life when I got these reddish flowers in there. And I'm looking forward to finishing this, and I think it's actually going to get done by Easter. What a concept. So that's my whip. I only have worked on 2 things since the last floss tube. And the other one is, I did get a little bit of time in on Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I managed to get, I think I already had the stars in, but I managed to get started on the moon here. I love working on this. I really do love it, and I don't get tired of it. I did have to frog down here about this much of it. I was off in a way that it was going to come back and bite me later. Kind of like the bunny. There's a mistake in the egg, which is where I started that, and then I'm sure I'm not the only one who, you know, we don't count from the middle every time we start. We get that first starting stitch in, and then that becomes our relative point that we go off of. And once you make a mistake early on, you're running into that mistake in every count that you do. But I'm learning. I have OCD most of the time, and I'm learning as I'm getting older that good enough is good enough. So that's good enough. And that's all that I've been working on. And but I have plenty of haul anyway. And especially this is when I've got it sitting on the top. I am so excited to do this. Now I took a picture. Now I think I'm just going to walk by and show you what this is for, what wall this is for. So this is the guest room that has come out of all the work that I've done with this room. And when I'm ready to give everybody a tour, I will explain what this room was. There is video of the beginning of it, and I don't know that I ever posted it, so we'll just have to see. But it's a ocean themed room, and this is the mermaid wall. And I am actually really happy with this part of it. It's fine. I need to get some museum racks to kind of wax to secure things to the wall and get rid of the little bit of tilting, but I'm happy enough with the way it came out. But as I was looking at it, I was realizing I'm not happy with these two. I'm not happy with their placement. I really feel like it needs something else, and decided that what it needed was a piece of cross stitch. So what I'm wanting to do is bring everything down a little bit and over a little bit, and then in this space here, I want a piece of cross stitch. All right, so that's setting the scene for this. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, I have a mermaid piece that I got started during Mania last year. It's the Primitive Hair, Mermaid of Salem. I think it's just Mermaid of Salem is what it's called. But it is on linen, which if you've dropped by before, you know my eyesight is such that linen is a challenge, so it's going to take me a long time to do it. And it's not quite the feel for that wall. And that you probably noticed it was kind of cartoony. It has a Mary Engelbreit mermaid. It has a hand drawn from Disneyland of Ariel from the Little Mermaid, the Disney Little Mermaid. The 3 pieces in the middle are 3 pages from a 1917 Good Housekeeping magazine. My favorite Rose O'Neill illustrated story from back then was the Cupies in The Little Mermaid. And then the two Cupies with the wash tub is also a Rose O'Neill. And then the bigger piece is a Joy Chow, who does a lot of illustrating for Disney. If you've ever gone to Tokyo Disneyland, the whole waiting queue area for the Small World is Joey Chow. It's a huge mural that he did a few years ago there. And luckily, I live close enough to the Disney Resort that when he comes out to do a signing, I can go get things signed. And so that print, that one and the Mary Englebright are both signed prints. And they're, like I said, they're cartoony. So I wasn't looking for an elegant thing like the Primitive Hare's Mermaid of Salem, or Salem Bay, it might say. But I didn't know what I was looking for. So I just went to Etsy and I put in mermaid, I don't know, but 3 words to search on. And what popped up was this piece from Tiny Modernist. I was so excited. It is called It's a Mermaid Life. And it's got everything I love in it. It's got an octopus, and it's got whales, and it has 2 mermaids and a crab. The only thing that doesn't fit me were these mountains back here, and I don't know if she even has a real location in mind for this. I'm kind of guessing. Well, this is actually this paint, the way this lighthouse is painted is very similar to the one in Massachusetts. That is the logo to the Cape Cod ships. But actually, lighthouses that have the 2 red stripes like this are mostly found in the United Kingdom. And then I was trying to say, well, what is this here? Well, this maybe is, it kind of reminds me of pictures. I've never been to Hawaii, but it reminds me of pictures of Diamond Head. So maybe that's what it's supposed to be. At any rate, the more I looked at this, the more I thought I wanted to personalize it a little bit. And what I'm going to do, and I hope that I put those here somewhere. Here we go. No. Don't make me get up again. To personalize it, what I like to do, and I now that the season's open and the boat that I go on the most is finally, as of this past Monday, taking trips out. I had a cruise booked for Tuesday, and they canceled it because we have a storm coming in. I don't know if you can tell. We're kind of in the middle of it now. By Southern California standards, it's just welcome rain. Kind of a cyclonic front that comes around and drops and goes out. They go out to the ocean and pick up water, come inland and drop it, and keep going that way. Water drop, water drop. So most welcome, but it canceled my whale watch last night because of it. At any rate, I like to go out, and we go out to the Channel Islands. Here's this is a photographer I follow. His name's Mark O'Brien. That's kind of what I go and I see. And then one of the things that the islands are famous for is this silhouette of one of the islands of the Channel Islands is called Anacapa. And the Anacapa Arch is kind of a famous landmark around here. And on Anacapa, and you can kind of see it right up here, is a lighthouse. And this is the Anacapa Lighthouse. And it's pretty much just white with the top where the light is black, and then it has these windows. And I charted the silhouette, and I'm gonna add, I got it done, I charted this picture is what I did, and I need to get back to it and make a little bit of an adjustment here. I kind of went straight across here, and I want to take it up. And then I'm going to put that lighthouse, the Anacapa lighthouse, in kind of over here and up so you can see it. And this will be my backdrop on this piece. So the Anacapa, so it'll be the lighthouse will be on the land here, and then the land will cross and the arch will be down here. So I will eliminate this one, eliminate the mountains, eliminate this lighthouse, put the lighthouse up on the background that I put in, and then this boat can move over here a little bit, and I may make its sails white with blue stripes instead of red, because the Condor Express that I go on all the time is a blue and white boat. So I got really excited about this and now I can't wait to start it. I don't know that it's going to be a quick stitch, but it's going to be fun because it has so many little things going on in it. Not sure how I want to finish it, but I know that it'll probably be like the other one I did. It's kind of a Priscilla version, but without all the bows and whistles. And I ordered fabric. It just came today. In fact, I put off recording this in hopes that it would, and it did. 2 pieces from Vintage NeedleArts, just so I would have something to choose from. On Etsy, they're called My Vintage NeedleArts, and they are so good. Every time I order from them, I'm delightfully surprised at how fast they are, how beautiful their fabrics are, and they have just a really broad range of things, and it always comes within a few days, and it's like, I can't believe they have that much stock, but they do, and I'm never disappointed. So this is the aqua that I ordered, and I think it's going to be a really good, so it's going to be a really good match for this. Let's see if I can get it to show at the edge. Yeah, see that? Goes really well. Definitely not going to fight the design there. And then I went and held this up to the wall where I'm going to put it, and it goes beautifully on the wall. So I'm excited about that. Just to have something else to choose from, I had also ordered teal, and that's this one. And it didn't go in there, but I'll definitely use it at some point because it's beautiful. I did the same exercise when I did the bunny, and you could see the color of the bunny, which I think was called, what was that called? I don't know, I have it in the, I think I have it in here, yes. This one was called Angel, but I had ordered 3 paints to have something to choose from. This one was called Tea Rose, and then this one was called Cotton Candy. So they're all, I mean, all of their fabrics are just beautiful, and that was fun to get, and I've already talked about those. I also am a member of the BeStitch Me monthly fabric of the month. I'm on order for an 18 by 21 Aida 16 count, and it came, and that darn rabbit was done up pretty much up to where it is right now when this was delivered. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do it again. But wouldn't that have been a gorgeous fabric to do that rabbit on? It's called Peony, and it's more lavender than it's showing here, but it does have pink, a little bit of pink, a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. But there will be other Easter things in my future. Easter is one of my favorite holidays it probably is my favorite holiday to decorate with, because the stuff is always so cute. In other Stitchy haul, I had ordered, and I did receive the Little Animals Véronique Argengé book from France. And I think I tabbed some things that didn't have charts. This was the first one that kind of caught my eye, was the water bug. And then these are her butterflies. And then I have a thing for feathers, so she's done really beautiful feathers. And then I got really excited when I found these, the little bluebirds. I'm really focusing on, I have a Valentine's Day quilt that I want to make. See that one? Using the Cupies. And one of the Cupie characters that shows up a lot is a little bluebird. And I thought that that chart was going to work on the tin mailbox that I got. I think I showed last time, the one from Michael's with all the roses on it. I thought it was going to work for the latch. I thought that would be so pretty, but it's too big. Even if I did it on a 20, it wouldn't fit on there. So, but that's okay. Tons of stuff in there to fall back on over the years. And then I think the only other stitchy thing I ordered were these, Vicky at Stitch and Button introduced us to these thread winders by, I think they're called RNR. I'm gonna link them. And essentially what you do is you put your thread, you hold your thread here, open the skein and pull it off the skein and wind it around here. And when you've done that, you end up with 18-inch lengths, which is what I use to stitch with. And I loved the color and the finish in what she was showing. And again, I ordered them and they were here within just a few days. And I love these things. What I want them to do, I'm a fidgeter. This thing is just yummy to touch. It is so smooth. I want them to make little, maybe 3 inches long, with rounded, kind of round the edges off this way, and make me one so I can put it in my pocket. And when I get fidgety, I could bring it out. In television, they used to give fidgeters a paper clip to sit and fidget with off camera. And I want this feel of this in something that I can just keep in my pocket when I get anxious or whatever and start fidgeting. I can just pull it out and calm myself down. This one I think was cherry, and I think this one was poplar, green poplar. $5 each. And he does, they do other things. He does other things. Has a really nice pattern stand to hold a pattern. That doesn't work for me. So I'm going to keep an eye on things that they do. I know they do horn, what are they called? The wooden board thing. Anyway, I might end up getting something like that, but these were just gorgeous, and they just came this past week. Last thing I wanted to mention before I get off of stitching and move into commercial, my commercial sin for the month. I love Priscilla and Chelsea's day of the week rotation that they do. And I really would like to try something like that. I'm hoping, I think it would help me get a bigger variety of things done and keep me a little more on focus, and maybe more excited about what I'm working on. But there's that they have set up, it's, what is it? Santa Sunday, Merry Monday, Tuesday's a free day, Witchy Wednesday, Thursday's a free day, Fall Friday, and Stars and Stripes Saturday is their rotation, and it doesn't fit what I want to stitch. And so I decided to just steal the idea and come up with my own rotation of days. So I have Maine Monday, M-A-I-N-E, and I have, I buy the babe needle art that I'm working on, that I've started it, I want to keep going on it, called the Nubble. The Nubble is the lighthouse, the nickname for the lighthouse off of the shore of York, Maine. And then I also want to do Glitter Village on Maine Mondays from Country Cottage Needleworks, because it reminds me of the Northeast Coast when I go to visit there, Massachusetts and Maine. And those houses really remind me of the neighborhoods we go through when I go to visit my friends there. Trick or Treat Tuesday, that will be when I work on Halloween things. And Happy Haunting is one that I've started, that I tried to do with the magazine challenge. What was it called? I can't remember, but it was the one that Carolyn Zook and Robin Hall are curating, and I just couldn't keep up. I just have too much going on between the house and my mom and my yard. I was really falling behind, but I did do the Halloween one all the way. I finished all of the letters in the acrostic for that one, but that's when I stopped. So I would like to finish that sampler. Whale Wednesday is, I have several whale pieces that I'm working on, and I decided to pick up Mother of the Ocean. I had started that for Mania last year by Primitive Hair, and finished that one. Thursday, I don't have a name for it yet, but Thursday is my mom's quilt club day with the quilt club that she's been with for 40 years. And I have a quilt that I'm working on that is almost done. I just need to do a little more hand quilting with it and then put the binding on it, and it will be finished. And so that's what I work on Thursday evenings. And I'm going to keep that going until I finish the quilt. Fall Friday, I'm doing an Autumn Wish by Cherry Hill Stitchery. That's what they're called. I haven't started it yet. I've got the fabric and I'm ready to get started kitting it up. But I would like to finish that by Thanksgiving. And then Santa Saturday, I have a lot of stuff here. The Christmas Advent by Sandra Workman. Pine Needles is a quilt shop with cross stitch in Utah. I have visited many times, and it's always a highlight of my visits to Utah. I went from 2002 until about 2017. I was there at least once a year, if not 2 or 3 times a year, visiting family up there, friends who relocated from Southern California to Northern Utah, Ogden Valley. And the man of the family is, I've known him since he was 4. He's a developer up there. And he calls me the godmother, as close to a godmother as he ever had. And I really miss them. I'm hoping after COVID that I'll be able to get up and get another visit in. Ogden is where Shepherd's Bush is. And my first visit to Shepherd's Bush, I said, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be up here. I'm supposed to live up here at least part of the year. So I want to get back up there. At any rate, Pine Needles is a little further south. It's in South Jordan. And they did the Christmas Advent. And so I want to do it not only because it's a darling tiny little piece for Christmas, but also it brings back nice memories of the times that I visited that. The shopping area is called Gardner Village. It has a neat story behind it. I think I've told it before. I'm not going to tell it again now, but I really do like that shop. My Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers, I have that I want to get started on. I just got Winter Nest by Nora Corbett. I would like to get started on that. And the Santa Collection by My Fanny, and there are 3 of them in there I'd like to do. And then now there's a new Prairie Schooler Santa out covered with woodland animals, and I'm going to order that and put that on my Santa Saturday. Saturdays could get really busy around here. The good news is that there's, you know, once I get my house under control, I'll have more hours. I won't be just limited to the evenings. And then Sunday is my day to stitch things that have to do with the sea. So it's C-S-E-A Sundays. and that's when I will for sure be working with Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. And I have some Christmas ornaments that are sea related. Come Christmas, I want to put a little Christmas tree in that bedroom, so I want to do these ornaments. So I think that's gonna work. So what would today be? Today's Wednesday, so this evening I could be taking out Mother of the Ocean and doing something on that. I also have every day of this list, Stitching with the Housewives is the first thing. And I have so many of their charts, and I want them just for what they're designed for. They're small, should be fairly fast, and they can be finished and put on an easel in my entryway display every season. And so I'm anxious to get some of those done. So we'll see how that goes. I love to make these things up. I don't always follow them, but I do enjoy feeling like I'm getting caught up. All right, haul stuff. Most of it, other than I'm not quite to Rae Dunn yet. I had to turn the camera off and turn it back on again. I was almost to 4 gigabytes, and it will shut off itself at 4. So I don't want it to shut off in the middle of this. So I've been spending way too much time in Home Goods. It's too easy for me. My favorite restaurant to get takeout out right now is in the same parking lot, one about 2 doors away from the Home Goods where my mom lives. And so what I'll do is go park in the parking lot, call in my pickup order at the restaurant, which gives me about 20 minutes to go to Home Goods and see what's come in, and then check out and then go pick up my food. And I have spent way too much time here this month. Some of the not Rae Dunn stuff I have found. I found another set of blocks. These are not Rae Dunn, but they look like books. Farm Fresh Carrots, 25 cents. And of course, one of the Stitching Housewives pieces will go on this. That's why I bought it, was to be able to finish one of their bunnies. Maybe the carrot one. I want to get the garden when it comes out, the bunny garden, and see how big that actually is going to turn out to be, because that could be cute on there too. This is one that I bought for the same purpose. I am not a truck fan. I would definitely cover this with something else, but Easter Bunny Carrot Patch for $7.99. That's going to be a great finishing piece for something. So I'm excited about that. I am a Disney freak and have lots of Disney stuff. Mickey Mouse is my favorite character. And I love these animators mugs like this. I have the Dumbo one, but I think that's all. I wanted the Mickey one, but I never saw it on anything. I was never able to find it in a Disney park, and so was thrilled to see it at Home Goods, and for cheap, like most Home Goods stuff. So I've got the mug in my hand, and then I started walking around, and they also had it in like a soup bowl. I think they called it a latte cup for making lattes, but it's I don't drink coffee, and it's just way big for that. But soup, or in my case, this time of year, it's strawberry season. I should show you one of my strawberries, I will. But I would like to cut up strawberries and put them in a mug like this. So I've got this. And then, again, walking around, I found this Winnie the Pooh mug, which is just exquisite. Now, I'm not a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, although I am a fan of the classic illustrations. But either classic or Disney, I have like 3 really exquisite pieces that I've picked up that are Winnie the Pooh that I bought just because they were so beautiful. One of them is a sweatshirt. See, I'm going to try to learn to superimpose a picture over here this time while I'm editing, and see if I can learn to do that. The sweatshirt I got at Tokyo Disney. There's a ride called Pooh's Honey Hunt that is just one of the best rides I've ever been on. It's really, really a neat ride. And when you come out the exit, you come out into a gift store. And I was immediately attracted to this sweatshirt just because it was so darn cute. But I don't wear yellow. I'm not a big Pooh fan. But I bought it anyway. And it has the inside of the hood. I'm going to describe it because I'm not sure I'm going to get the picture up here. But a yellow hood, and then the pocket, it's a hoodie, and the place where you put your hands it just has honey dripping down from the top of it like a honey pot. And then the other thing that I really enjoy, my husband was a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, and I was at California Adventure in California one time, and they were doing a selling Peter Ellenshaw prints, and I picked up, Ellenshaw did the matte art, the scenery for the Winnie the Pooh movies, and so I bought this thing mostly for my husband, but I fell in love with it. It's just a beautiful piece, and I'll try to stick it I'll try to stick it up there too. Trying to learn new skills. All right, so that was the Disney stuff I found there. And then I also found just a set. I found, let's see, some tablecloths for Easter. I love plaids and checks, so I think that'll be pretty. And then I also found some nice metal cookie cutters, chicks and bunnies. I'm hoping that my grandsons get to the point where I can just go pick them up and bring them here, and we can make cookies and decorate cookies someday. They're still kind of little, and we're still dealing with COVID issues here, but so be it. All right, so I said I would warn you. I'm going to show you my Rae Dunn purchases, some of them that I've made over the last month. Again, this is I give all the credit or all the blame to Becca from SamBrie Stitches, who had a lot of fun this month too with Rae Dunn. I'm pretty much forbidding myself for even going into home goods for a while because I have bought too much. It's easy to do because it's so cheap at Home Goods, and there were some things I needed and wanted, and so I just rationalized it up one side and down the other. I'm not going to show all of it. A lot of it was stuff I got for the garden, and when I get it planted and in its home, then I will do a video of it and show you what I got. And what I like about the Rae Dunn is how funny it is, what the jokes are. And so when it all goes together, that's when the joke will come together. So that's not on the ticket for today, but I did find a lot of stuff, Rae Dunn stuff, that I did really like. In the home goods, I have been needing a new utensils thing and found this one and really liked it, and then realized it was Rae Dunn. It wasn't that I went looking for a Rae Dunn utensils holder. I just need a bigger one in my kitchen. And so I said, oh good, that'll work. And sure enough, it is one of her licensed pieces by Design Styles. So I picked that up, and now I can put it on my counter. I've shown you. And then she had a lot of office supply stuff that's magenta. I need reminding of this from time to time, so I picked one of those up. This was my favorite. Keep going. I need this kind of reminder a lot. I have to keep my mind on the time. I'm waiting for my plumber. I don't know if you can hear the fan. My attic fan is going because I have a sewer gas leak somewhere where I'm hoping it's the seal, the toilet seal. We've been messing with it for a few days, and it's finally, he's a good friend of mine. Actually was one of my son's best friends in high school. And I just didn't want him to have to come out So we tried a lot of things with him, saying, well, try this over the phone. And we thought we'd hit the jackpot, that we knew how to, pardon the pun, that we had fixed it, and I need him to come out and do a seal. So I'm waiting for him. He gave me 2 hours. He said it would be a couple of hours. Anyway, choose kindness. This one's gonna go around here somewhere. And then I bought 2 of these, one for myself and one for my mom, because we're trying to remember this, to really try not to get sucked into the negativity that's going around lately, but to try to keep positive, keep those good vibes going. And then this one I'm just going to put away. At the summertime, I have a teddy bear beekeeper display that I put out in my entry, and I'll put this one out with those when the time comes. I also found this. I love the shape of this watering can. It's rather Disney. Yes, this is a Disney shape. It's smaller at the top, getting wider at the bottom, and so it really appealed to me. And I think I could actually probably water plants with it, but mostly I just want to put flowers in it for the spring. And I am kind of wishing I'd waited, because more of them came out with different. This says refreshing, but I would have liked something different. But hey, you just turn it around if you don't like what it says, if it doesn't fit. But I really like the watering can. Remember that, because we're going to see the shape again here. Which brings me to the Easter stuff. I like to decorate for all holidays. I have tons and tons of holiday decorations. Not as many as Priscilla, but plenty. And of all of them, the cutest are the Easter decorations. It's the one that I enjoy doing the most for just the sake of cute. As I was looking, I found, so this carrot, this is a Rae Dunn set that had the carrot cookie cutter and the bunny treat spatula. And it's actually marked Rae Dunn down here. So I thought that cute. And then on another visit, there were these small stirring devices. And I like using the small ones. So it says hip hip hop. So I picked those up. And then there was a bag. Cute on the inside. It said bunny treats. And I hate to say it, but tote bags are my favorite souvenirs when I travel, and I have way too many of them. So the last thing I needed was a bunny treats bag, but I got it anyway. And then I went, all is happening over a course of maybe 3 or 4 or 5 visits to Home Goods. I found this one. It's pink. It's got the Rae Dunn bunny, but not just the bunny. It's also in that watering can that I enjoyed so much. So I had to get him to bring him home. And then I went back another time on another trip and found, there, I had to reorganize so I can reach stuff. I went back another time, the same time that I found the birthday, what does it say, Happy Easter watering can. I found this one too. And I said, oh, that's not Rae Dunn. Yes, it is. It is indeed. It says, look at that handsome face. And the carrots in the wagon. And it says spring again. And again, it was pretty cheap. 20 bucks. And he's big. Put him up next to myself. That's a baby rabbit size. Bigger than a baby rabbit. Nose is itching. And then I didn't go back, and then I did go back and found lots of goodies. I found this guy. And he says, hop. I like bunny things with the ears down, and you don't find them very often. So I was happy to see that. He's big, he's heavy. And then, and Becca, I know you found this one too. Pink Peep. Pink is my favorite color. I raise butterflies in the summertime, and it just was so cute. And then I went to Target. I was looking for actual peeps to put in here. Oh, I'm losing my battery. At any rate, I went to Target and I was looking for actual peeps, the actual candy to put in this. I've seen some people do it with the cups, the Peep mug, and then they put the Peep in it. But I didn't really want to buy candy. I'm trying to get off sugar again. And I know, and I like Peeps. I like marshmallow candies. And I'm like, if I have them, I know I'm going to eat them. So I just kept walking on past the marshmallow Peeps, and they had these. These are little headbands with Peeps. And I'm not sure how I'm going to cut them apart, but I thought, that's just fine. I can have, they had yellow and pink and blue, and I'll figure out some way to cut them apart and arrange them in here for the same effect without all the sugar. And then while I was looking at that, I'm not sure how to work this guy into it, but they had these little Reese's bunnies. Look at him next to me, he's just a cute little guy. He's minky furred, so he's really soft. And he has the Reese's logo. It's a metallic. Let's see if I can get it to pick it up. Yeah, that's kind of shiny. His nose is brown and orange, and he has a bow tie, and the pads on his feet are also that Reese's logo metallic fabric. So I carried him over to the reader, the price reader. I said, well, if he's under $10, I'm going to get him. And he was $4.99. I said, all right, sold. Even came with some Reese's peanut butter cups. So I'm going to figure out some way. Maybe he'll go in the hop one. Yikes. He might go in the hop one. This last one that I'm going to show you, well, of the Rae Dunn, Becca, you looked at this and you didn't get it, but I did. This is my only Rae Dunn cup, and it's part of the garden thing that I'm planning, but I just had to show it because it was a cup. It is a pot for a plant. See how big it is next to my head? And I just giggled. I said, well, that could be it. And I love her stuff. They're actually glazed to their saucers. So there's a hole for drainage, and it will drain into the saucer, but you're not going to lose the saucer. It's glazed onto there. So I'm excited about this. I have to find the right plant for it. And when I get them all potted up, I bought several pots and birdhouses. And when I get them all set up, then I will go take a video. The last thing I want to share, this is not Rae Dunn, but it is so darn cute, is this bunny on the egg. It's kind of, is that called intaglio, something like that? It says welcome. I didn't even notice that it said that until I got it home. Look at the face on that guy. He is so cute. And as if it wasn't cute enough the way it is, he has fairy lights inside. So I'm thinking, where did I put him? I've got a big table here, and I'm thinking that I don't think we'll have Easter at my house. Again, this year it's still too COVID-y around here, but won't that be a pretty table? I'm really excited about that. So that's it. That's enough, right? I am definitely a emotional shopper, and if it's cute stuff and if it helps me feel connected to a community, that's even better. And all things considered, the stuff at Home Goods is so cheap that it didn't add up to more than I could handle. What added up to more than I could handle is the amount of stuff I brought into the house. I have spent 3 years trying to purge stuff out of this house, and I think this year, between my Stitchy stuff and now this Rae Dunn stuff, I've probably brought in more than I sent out. No regrets. No regrets. I've had fun. Yeah, so my mom is coming over tomorrow. She's having her second COVID vaccine. Was not my idea. I would not have had her get it now, or when she did, and told her that, explained my reasoning. It's mostly because we had a shortage in our county, and you had people that were on the front line who were not able to get vaccinated yet, and just because she's 89, she would have been in the first tier, but she's so easy to keep isolated, and so I said, I don't think you or I need to go get a vaccine right now. I think those nurses and cashiers and school teachers, they all need them first. We don't need them right now. But I got overruled. My brother made the appointment and didn't even talk to me about it. Just said, oh, well, I made her an appointment. It's up past, not in their town, not even in my town. It's even further up north of the coast. And it has to be me. He can't do it because before she goes to a doctor, she's going to want to shower, and I have to supervise showers. So, and then my sister and her son live with my mother, and usually they would be there in case she has any side effects, but they're leaving town. My sister is driving her son to go to college in Wyoming. They're going to be gone 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, we got this. I'll go in and get my mom, bring her back here, take her up for her shot. We'll get dinner out of it because she and I both love a restaurant in this town called Lure, so we're going to try to get dinner there, and then I'll bring her here until this is Wednesday, the appointment's on Thursday, and then I'll take her back home on Monday, assuming she doesn't have any adverse effects from the second shot. So that's kind of where I stand right now. And the next 2 weeks I will be emptying my storage unit and putting that stuff that was in the entertainment unit back into the entertainment unit, and then just piddling around trying to get my house back in order. So, and stitching at night. Nighttime is stitchy time. Hope you're having a good spring so far. Daylight savings time, I'm not a fan, but it starts Sunday, so hope you adjust okay to that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.